Hey there, happy Sunday, it's me Victor. Hopefully you had a great past week of trading. Just to go over some stocks which I'm looking forward to this upcoming week, and just to go over some things I want to talk about lately. Hopefully you had a good Sunday, a good weekend. First and foremost, again, all of these are really geared towards those who are learning. Again, I'm not claiming to be a master of the markets, I'm not. The goal within all these is to promote transparency, and hopefully you'll learn something from my trading methodology, and yeah. But first and foremost, again, if you're just starting out, I really want you to understand that sometimes I've been seeing a lot of things on Twitter lately. Sometimes the best thing to do is no trading at all, and that may kind of seem counterintuitive, but you get to understand sometimes doing less is better, okay? Especially whenever you have the overall markets like we had this past Friday, on a nice, I guess, retrace, and that's part of what you don't want to hear. It sounds counterintuitive, but you really don't want to do randomness in the markets. And again, as I always mention, like, this game is really rigged against you. It's one of the hardest things you ever do. And first and foremost, you want to have a good edge. And sometimes the best edge in your book is doing nothing, is sitting on your hands. And only come out whenever the market shifts in your momentum. Like, for instance, like whenever you have periods like this, it's best just to wait, and wait for periods you have when the rising moving averages are surfing. And who knows what's going to happen here? We don't know. And that's another point I want you to understand, that most people don't know nothing, okay? That they can say the market's going to do this, that. Here's a main point. No one knows nothing, okay? The sooner you realize that most people are full of shit, the sooner you realize that, the better you off you'll be. I'm not saying everyone is. There's a lot of credible people out there, and over time you'll get to know who they are. Like, for instance, Nate is a great guy. Christian, obviously, Tim Sykes is a good guy. Jack Kellogg, Stephen Ducks, all those are great guys. And Lance, and you get to find from each of them take away what works best for you, in a sense. And the best traders often don't even look to trade. They just trade. When they see a setup, they do it. And that's another lesson I'm going to tell you in this video lesson. Sometimes your setups aren't going to work. Like, whenever a setup's not given, it's the markets. It's all about playing the probabilities and odds. And whenever you have market conditions like we're having right now, who knows what's going to happen? I have no idea. But your job is to be reactive to that environment. Always be able to adapt in any circumstance. And some of the setups which my main focus on, which not teaching you, it's just what I'm tracking in my trading career, is these opening range high breaks. As you can see on Pony, 5-star setup, and as we saw on last week, I made a video on hymns. You had it numerous times where, there, and there, and 5-star. That's really the gist of my trading style. That's one pattern, and Pony was a 5-star setup. AI theme China has been really hot lately. The overall China stocks have been going really well, even on the larger cap stocks. I missed this one for sure, but even over the high day break there, and numerous times, the gap up. But yeah, really, this is just the leader. Really, you only want to track leaders. But the overall, a lot of China stocks have been running lately, and Pony is one of those. Recent IPO, AI theme China, so it's a theme stock. Great news. I believe they had news of some sort. Some news. Yeah, so it's a story stock. ADR is about 7.8%. But this is a 5-star setup. This is the trade that you want to take over and over again. And sometimes within your trading methodology, you have to understand that just because it's not going to work all the time, okay? Your setup's not going to work all the time. And don't worry about your win rate. Don't worry about that stuff. You want to have positive expectancy. The best traders, in a sense, get used to losing. Get used to getting stopped out. And like, for instance, on APLD, for instance, this is the exact same pattern. I got stopped out. You get long. I got long opening range highs, same type of pattern as hymns and the ones I'm showing you, and same type of setup there. And it shook me out. Because the market had a down day Friday, and it shook me out. And I mean, if I were to take this trade, if I were to take this setup, okay, and I take a series of 10 trades, out of that, depending on the market conditions, out of that I will come out a net winner. Okay, it's about playing the odds. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In hindsight, I should have locked in some gains, and I didn't do that. I got long, of course, and I didn't lock in no gains because I'm looking at big picture stuff here. I don't want to really day trade. I'm thinking longer term, and because I realize most of the bigger moves takes really weeks or days to develop, and in a good market condition, this would have continued. I mean, this would have been like a hymns play. That's what I was going for here. After the first opening range high day break, you have continuation 1, 2, 3 days, and APLD just really stuffed from the get go. And it's okay, no big deal. I mean, I broke even in a sense. I think I made like $200. I broke even, but I just wanted to show you that sometimes it's not going to work. Okay, same thing on SINT. Same thing. In overall market back in like 2020, this would probably have gone to the moon. Who knows? I would take this setup over and over again, range break, and it stuffed. It faded. Exact same happened with which one I talked about this week. I posted on Twitter. STAI, yes, STAI. AI theme as well. Same type of chart, recent IPO as Pony. Breakout, open range. This one as well, open range. Got long. And it stuffed. It faded. And again, hindsight's 2020. Yes, I should have locked in gains, but I'm working on that. I'm working on locking in gains and trailing the rest. But my system really, I focus on these for continuation, for letting it base and going a leg higher. And you have to be adaptive in whatever you're trying to do in trading. Always be adaptive. Always tinker, and always understand 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. So going forward, it's just one of those things I'm gonna keep in the back of my mind. Lock in some, then there's no reason why I can't add into a winner. You always want to add into strength. You want to add it. You want to add whenever you're in the money, in a sense, But yeah, but it happens. Life happens. But Pony for sure. I'm still gonna keep on watch for continuation. Ideally, trail the 10-day, let it set up, and let it have more potential of upside. It is a recent IPO, as I mentioned. So ideally, trail 10-day, and you want to have it come back down and have a couple more of sideways of consolidation, just like we have here. That's the goal. Then for another range break, the exact same stuff over and over again. I'm on that one. But other than that, I'm still watching some of these stocks, like ADAA, recent earnings. Just the ADR is 3.6%, so low. But I'm watching it. The pattern's there in a sense. The long-term chart here, it's an uptrend. I mean, it's there for sure. Open range over 1750. If the market takes that, we'll see. Billy, I'm kind of watching a China stock, kind of moves in gaps. But as you can see, look left. This has gone before. Always look at recent runners. This has gone before, okay? And I'm just watching it. It's kind of in a range right now, in this little cup and handle formation. So we'll see. Over 24, if China stocks remain hot, we'll see the volumes there. If the trend's there, then potentially that can go even higher on that one. If not, let's do its thing. JD as well, kind of moves in gaps over 43. China stock as well has gone in the past. I like how it's in this range, surfing the moving averages. We'll see what happens on that one for sure. Other than that, I'm just going to see here. Just going to keep this short. There's not that much going on. Fannie Mae, kind of disappointment. I know I talked about this one a lot. Oh well, I thought I was going to be able to go, but again, sometimes it doesn't work out. I'm still watching it. As long as it surfs the 10-day, and I think okay. I mean, I still watch it for potential another range break over 8. But that doesn't go even higher. But oh well. Other than that, there's really the markets. These have to be reactive. Like everyone's talking about HIMS. HIMS was a great setup. It gapped down because there was a drug shortage with weight loss, I believe, Ozempic, and that kind of ruined the pattern. Ideally, we have some bounce plays on these. Same with POTR. Ideally, a bounce play of some sort, over 110. That's going to be the ideal ranges. If not, faded. But we'll see. The pattern's pretty much there. Other than that, Reborn as well. Last week was a good opening range high breaks. It didn't continue as I really wanted to. As I mentioned, range break there and had a good follow day. But it really faded the next day, which is a sign of weakness. Because you want this to go higher. You want a stock to I say this all the time. You want a stock to, let's see, you want a stock to base, like HIMS, or if I could go back to the past, I don't even know if I could do this. Perhaps I can. You want a stock to, stocks move in stairs, you know, that's how they move. That's how they always will move. And your job is to find setups within the stock chart. And always keep a database. I always say, it's your job as a trader to do this. No one's gonna do it for you. Okay? I'm trying to find something. Let's see here. Let's just look at this. This thing's too long to do. Here we go. Great. Is this freezing up right now? This is hilarious. What's happening here? I'm trying to find a good example for y'all, if I can. I don't know. Well, the stocks move in stairs, okay? That's really what the main point I want to show you here. Even like this, neon. This is a perfect example. Neon. Okay? I wonder if I could go back here to find that chart. Perhaps. Let's see. This is last year. Wow. Was it still setting up? That's interesting. Here we go. This is this time here. Was it the August move? Yeah, earnings. Okay, but this is the overall gist. You know, you want something that moves up sideways in a range break and surfs to moving averages, and then another range break and something like that. Okay, if that makes any sense. You want it to be in an orderly fashion. You don't want it to be random. Okay, and it takes time finding those patterns. Okay, but Pony is a 5-star setup all the way. Okay. But that's really all I'm really watching. Not really that much on scan. Let's see, CLH, no. WMI is a China stock. I'm watching it. It has gone in the past before. ABC is another one. SINs, no. Yeah, not that really much. As you can see, most of the stocks are on. Most of my watch list here, they're all red, which of course is not random. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, and again, I want to show you one thing, okay? You don't have to trade every day. Don't do it. It's not. Sometimes the best trade is no trade. As I mentioned, the best traders know when to stay out of the game, okay? The best traders know, in a sense, to stay out, okay? Your job is longevity. Your job is to be here in the long run. Don't think because something's on scan, you have to trade it every day, okay? You don't have to. You don't have to. Well, one more before I go. Everyone was talking about MLGL on Friday. Recent China stock for sure. I just want to point out to you, I don't know who you are, but again, this is really geared towards those who are learning. If you are just starting out, I don't advise you shorting these low float runners on day one. Just the odds are against you, okay? They're against you. So please don't do it. Hindsight's 2020, of course. Nice dip and rip setup right there, and even right there. But no one really knew this was going to go 2 to 12. It's a short squeeze. Congrats to those who did bank on the backside. But yeah, ideally some bounce of some sort, if not more fade. But yeah, main setup is just China stocks, Pony. Ideally continuation of some sort. And I may even get long off a dip if we get it. Okay? But again, focus on your setups, focus on you. Okay, don't try, just eliminate the noise. Okay, I know it's hard to do, but if you're just starting out, I want you to do this. Just focus. Look at the biggest movers in the market, okay? And there's a lot of ways to do that, okay? This is what I do. Use Finviz if you have to. Finviz is a great platform. It's free. I have preset scans already, but you just go to look at big percent gainers. Even go look at, let's say, like the biggest 6-month gainers scan. Look at the past charts. Look at the moves they've done. Like AAOI, I already see it. Same big run up, consolidation, range break, okay? And just look at the past moves. Look at what they've done. And you'll see the exact same patterns happen over and over again. Okay, they do. They happen over and over and over again. And whoever you're trying to trade, just keep a database of that setup. That's what I want you to do, okay? But yes, okay. Just focus on you and eliminate the noise and just understand that one day at a time. Okay, sometimes the best trade is no trade. Like for me, for instance, I don't wake up looking for a trade. When I was just getting started out in the beginning, yes, I would always be eager to trade. But now it's like, it should be effortless. It should be boring in a sense, if that makes any sense. You shouldn't be waking up, ooh, let me make a trade. No, I wake up, I see what's gapping, I see why it's gapping, I see if there's any past charting, see if there's any moves, if any setups in that chart, that ticker, and I have a game plan of going forward, and it's my thesis. And if sometimes it doesn't work out, okay, cool. And I've taken days off the markets, and sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. Okay, as I always say. But okay, that's really all I want to talk about. Hopefully you'll have a great trading week ahead, and I may do one of these during the week if anything does crazy happen. But again, these AI stocks I'm watching, Pony, China theme stocks as well. Other than that, hopefully you'll have a great trading week, and I'll see y'all next time.